Peace.
Peace, peace.
It's a law infinite. I'm with the brother Darkim and INFMEGA. This is a brother that walked me through 120. We gonna go through a little history, some of the music, some of the signs that we went through. You know, when I was getting the knowledge, and yeah. So, God, tell them a little bit about your history and how you
about my history.
Yeah.
I mean, what aspect we talking about?
Well, let's start with the knowledge. How you got knowledge, God?
How I got it?
Yeah.
It wasn't really a formal process. You know, I started maintaining with some brothers that had the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And through them, I started, like, I knew who the 5% was as far as being people outside in the street. I didn't know what they was about. So those brothers was the first brothers that I saw with the lessons.
I mean, you say with the lessons, did you have already heard like the black man is God or?
Yeah, I heard that before. It was a brother, like the brothers on my block. There was brothers on my block, like we used to play in the corner store video games or whatever. It was, you know, the older brothers that was outside. Those were the first brothers that I heard saying they was God.
And what you think about it when you heard that?
See, I was already kind of disenchanted with Christianity by the time I heard that. So, I already felt like the people in the church didn't really know who God was. So when he said he was God, I sincerely asked him, like, why you saying that? Like, it was one of them things where it's like, I had already had questions that's like, if I saw a God, I was going to ask him. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
This brother was saying he was God, so I asked him.
And what was the response? Like, what did he say? Do you remember?
It wasn't satisfactory.
It wasn't satisfactory at first.
So
right?
yeah, I didn't get. It didn't give me what I wanted.
Well, how old were you at that time?
11, 12.
And he was disenchanted with Christianity by that time? Like, he was like...
Yeah, I didn't really, like, I take things real literally. So, you know, I was really, like, things just wasn't checking out. So it just started making me wonder, you know what I'm saying, in terms of, like, you know, you hear the story about Jonah and the whale, right? And then I saw the movie Orca. So then it started making me wonder, like, yo, how did this? Yeah, you know what I mean? I seen Jaws, I seen Orca, like I seen stuff in the water that eats people. And you can't live in their stomach. You see what I'm saying? So stuff like that just started making me wonder, like, you know, I went in the airplane and I didn't see no angels. Like, I was taking it literally, like, yo, it's angels in the clouds playing harps. You see what I'm saying? You know, like when I'm going to church and everybody's catching the Holy Ghost and I'm not catching it, so after a while I just start being like, yo, I don't really know what this is about, and none of y'all can explain it. Like the same way I said the first 5% I met, their answers wasn't satisfactory. In Christianity, their answers wasn't satisfactory.
So when did the 5%'s answer become satisfactory to you, or what attracted you more to say, like, yo, I want to deal with this?
I just seen the math.
It was mathematics.
Yeah, I really didn't know about all the different science, and you know, I didn't even know what the rest of the science was at the time. Like, you know, I didn't know about Yakub or nothing, but you know, when I saw the mathematics and I saw how it worked, I knew that I wanted to deal with that. You understand what I'm saying? And then the nation
was something else.
That, I mean, it wasn't that it was something else, but it's like, these are the things you got to do to deal with this. You know what I'm saying? Like, like I said, I'm maintaining with brothers that I'm the last 85%. You understand what I'm saying? So in other words, the opportunity exists for me to be a 5%, but I'm not just a follower. So it wasn't like, yo, oh, y'all in it, I'm gonna jump in it. You understand what I mean? But from being amongst them and then starting to be exposed to the mathematics and how it worked, that's what made me say, all right, so now if it's these other rules right here, you gotta fast 3 days and all of that, you know what I'm saying? As far as studying the lessons though, that was what I wanted to do, because you know, some of the answers was in there that I could see already. But yeah, that was really my first attraction.
But was that in Medina, Mecca, Pilon?
Well, we was from Pilon, but me and one brother, we was going to school in Medina.
So you got that's what.
So where I actually first saw the supreme mathematics and decided I wanted to deal with it was in Medina. And the first people, like right then, as soon as I got it, I went and told some other people, yo, look, this is some, I just found this right here. So we
you
all
talking about Cypher.
Right,
Yeah,
right. You see what I mean? So all of that happened in Medina on the first day. You know what I'm saying? And then I went back to the P-line and perfected it.
So what led you to go to Mecca and build with, like, you know, brothers in Mecca? I know our tree goes back to Firstborn Prince. So how did that story go from there to?
Well, like I said, you know, I was going to school in Medina. You know what I'm saying? Like I was, you know, I was never really a neighborhood type of person. You know what I'm saying? Even from, you know, real little writing graffiti, you getting on a train and you ride to the last stop. So that the shit is empty, and then you do your tags or whatever, you know what I'm saying, on the way back. So I've been going to Medina and, you know, the last stop on train stations. I never went outside the train at that time.
Right.
You see what I mean? But I was always somebody that was, you know, all over. Yeah, I'm downtown, uptown, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, so it never really was a time when I wasn't going to Harlem. You know what I'm saying? It was just, I mean, in a way, that's kind of how I first was going to Mecca. Like we going down there to go to 125th Street a lot of times to maintain. And then this is something like, yo, let's go over there by the school. You know what I'm saying? Plus,
so you went by the school by when you had the knowledge, or like you saw it, or?
Well, actually, I first started seeing the school before I had the knowledge, but I didn't really know what it was. But it was something that, like I said, with the brothers that I was maintaining with, we would walk over there. You know what I'm saying? But the school burned down like right after I got the knowledge.
And what year was that? It's like 80, it had to been like 80. That
was like
87, 88.
I think like December 87 or something like that. The school burned down. So then when the school started getting built back, and they, you know, we got the word up in the P, we went down there to help with the construction or whatever. You see what I'm saying? And then from going down there, I started meeting a few brothers, and certain brothers that I met, like Lara Jean, he was one of the first older brothers that I knew he was introducing me to like different people. You know what I'm saying? That I was meeting, and then we building, or we having different ciphers or whatever. And then another thing that happened is I moved from up by Gun Hill Road to 167th Street. So all the brothers that I was maintaining with, you know, is now like, this is wild far away. Like I had to travel an hour and a half to get over there. So then it was like I kind of just started making a new life for myself right there. So it's like going to 125th Street from 167th Street on the D train. That's 2 or 3 stops. You see what I'm saying?
Right. As
But
opposed to going all the way uptown.
going all the way back uptown.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so all of those was like different factors. Like it wasn't no one thing that made me come down there like that. You know what I'm saying? It was all different factors, but yeah, I ended up over there.
Now I'm curious, like how did you run into Prince and him starting to like walk you through your lessons?
I first knew him from I hit him with a brick
What?
on
With a brick?
when we was building the school back, right? When we came down there to do the construction, it was like you had all these. First, we had to do the demolition of all the stuff that was damaged in the fire.
Right.
So we put all that into a pile. Then we took that pile into the backyard. Then from the backyard, they brought these dumpsters. So then we were supposed to put it in these wheelbarrows or whatever they carried to the dumpster. And I got tired of picking stuff up and carrying it over there one by one. So I started just picking it up and tossing it like this. And then, you know, I just heard somebody yelling. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I turned, I looked. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I first...
That was your first interaction with Prince?
Yeah.
Wow. And we know that Prince to be kind of like one of those people. You know what I'm saying? What was that experience?
Yeah, listen, I know it sounds funny when I said I hit it with a brick, but it was on accident.
Right.
That's what happened.
But what was the response? And like, how y'all start interacting and
The regular response cursed me out.
curse you out? And Prince is known to curse everybody out though. You know what I'm saying? So even if you didn't hit him with a brick, you probably would have got cursed out anyway.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But so from there, I knew him. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, I first started building with him like then. And then he got locked up again. And when he came out that time, you know what I mean? And I came to see him, right? I came to check him. And that was really when we really, like when I went to see him, he was like, yeah, come on. That's when we really started
walking and talking,
maintaining. Like we was building before that. But after that, we had like a different type of bond, you know what I'm saying? Where he told me at one time, like years later, that, you know, he had said to himself that, you know, he felt like, damn, he's getting crazy old to still be going in and out like that, you know what I'm saying? So he was like, yo, when he came out, he wanted to just build with the young. And he said I was the first person that he saw when he came out.
I got a question, God. That first degree in a 1 of 40, right? It talks about
His say people, mine say man.
Just says man. But mine, that's what I'm saying. 'Cause I got mine basically from you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I was hearing that Prince's lessons, it says people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, do you know why? Like, 'cause I never got a chance to ask Prince about that. Did you ever ask him about that?
Nah. You know, see, I always accepted that, you know, the knowledge as it was being manifested, you know, some things that the law manifested in you know, 1964 and 1965, you know, the people and the environment and everything is changing and developing. You know what I'm saying? So by 1968, what he's manifesting might be something different to apply successfully to that time. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, different brothers got different lessons.
Right.
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, because I was also thinking like firstborn of BG, he was building on why does it, you know, why do we renew her history as opposed why does it renew its history every 25,000 years? Have you ever heard that?
No.
So who made the Holy Quran Bible? How long ago? Why does Islam renews her history?
So he said Islam is the her,
Yeah,
or the
right,
earth
right.
is the her?
Well, that's an interesting question. 'Cause well, on the video, he said it said he's quoted it says who made the Holy Quran Bible? How long ago? And why does Islam renews her history every 25,000 years?
Well, Islam is our self-Lord and Master. I'm not her.
Right. So
I had to build with my brother and see why he said that. I don't know what the science behind that is.
Okay. Yeah, let's take a quick break and go into some music. What's the first song we want to get into? Real quick.
Throw the last one out.
Dark Story?
Nah, you just got the one I just emailed it to you. The link is there now.
I gotta go back and check that, but let me get something to play while I look for that.
Put on Everything's Still Lovely.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing, G. Like I wondered about that
Do you
though,
want
G.
to talk over it? No, right?
No. We could just
See, a lot of the stuff, man, you gotta go through the degrees, right? And see what it means. You see what I'm saying? At the end of the day,
turn it up. I'm still gonna record this right well. You know what I mean? I'm just me and him no though.
at the end of the day, you know, like with the degree we was just dealing with, you know what I'm saying? When it say, you know, the Holy Quran was written by the original people, right? The Quran is history. You understand what I'm saying? Men, women, and children make the history. You understand what I'm saying? And even when you say, who is Allah, right? The original people, who is Allah. You understand what I mean? Whatever salvation we gonna achieve is gonna come from amongst our people. All of the things that happen for us, you know, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Allah, Frederick Douglass, Harriet Tubman, all these people was produced by the people. You understand what I'm saying? It's not like, you know, in Christianity where God sends an angel. Now we produce the people who come and give us those blessings and jewels like that. You understand what I'm saying?
That's how some people got it twisted, because you say original people, that's why they'd be like, the woman is a law too.
I mean, well then you got to say the child is a law too.
Right. That's what I'm saying, right? But we say the original man is a law.
Yeah, right.
Right,
exactly.
Right. So where are we making the distinction at? So, cause I know how my degrees, you know, as I got it from this, it says original man, but as them saying original people, so now we like, that's how we got the whole the godless thing and the whole, that's how that whole thing, movie came about.
But see, here's the thing. That's what I'm saying. When you looking at the lessons, when you get into it, right? When you deal with at that time, when they was, even if they put man, like when they say Neanderthal man or Cro-Magnon man, they mean men, women, and children. They mean all of the people that fit under that description. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying, we know the way we teach, you know what I mean, is that all of that first had to exist within man in order for it to come out. You understand what I'm saying? That's the history of what happened for us. All of this first existed in the mind of Allah. You see what I'm saying? And then he came out and manifested it. So that's how I see it. You see what I mean? Like, you know, I look at our history, see other groups, they have you know, creation stories that's, you know, mythical. You know what I'm saying? Some angel came, or, you know, somebody went and meditated for 40 days and 40 nights and all of this stuff. You understand what I'm saying? Whereas we got a history. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, it's a fine line between, you don't want to turn that history into that type of mythology. You see what I mean? But the history of how this was manifested, you know what I'm saying, is that's our creation story. You understand what I'm saying?
So you're saying it's as if like
like I'm saying that the story that we tell, right? Or the history that we manifest about how Allah met Black Messiah. That's like the history they tell of they God making Adam. You understand what I'm saying? So the same way we respect him, you know what I mean, as the first of the firstborn, they respect Adam as the first of the firstborn. But the difference is, we actually walked and talked with these people.
Right.
Which was another problem that I had with Christianity, where I felt like, yo, you know, I believe in you, son. Why you ain't talking to me like you talking to these people in the Bible, man? You understand what I'm saying? I wanted to be one of those people.
I felt exactly like that. I forgot I wasn't even on the air. I felt exactly how you felt. I used to go to Catholic school from 3rd to 5th grade. And they used to talk about all the time, be like, damn, like, am I not worthy? Like,
yeah, like, what the fuck?
Stuff right up. I used to feel the same way. Like, damn, like, you saying you all this and I'm your child. What?
Why you
neglect me? Like, look how I'm living, look my conditions. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, I definitely feel you on that, God.
That's real.
Y'all coming back in, or y'all want one more song?
Yeah, give me one more song. But yeah,
I'm gonna play.
But turn it down a little bit on our end. Yeah.
No, you're good.
You know, I just wanted to turn it down just a little bit because I wanted to bell with him a little bit. Yeah.
Good. You want to talk over this? Or you?
No, I want to because the cameras are rolling. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, let's go.
Okay. Yeah. I was just curious about that, God, because I see like there's a lot of issues in terms of like the different versions of the lessons, and you know, I heard ABG say that, you know, about Islam and then, you know, the original people, and how there was this brother out in Canada was telling me that there was a sister that came out there was saying that she's a law behind that degree. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. You gotta, you know, you gotta have a certain mindset, right, that you applying to the lessons. You see what I'm saying? Like with everything you doing, you know what I mean? Like right now, you got this show right here that you're doing. You got a certain mindset that's gonna make your show come out a certain way. The technology to make the show is the technology.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? But the mindset that you bring to it, you see what I'm saying, is going to affect how you come out with it.
So it's the same thing with the lessons, basically.
Right.
Same thing.
You
like
come in and you got this feminist mindset, you understand what I'm saying? Then that's the way you're going to come. Oh, if you a law, I'm a law. You know what I'm saying? If you a key, I'm a key.
So that's kind of
But nobody's the lock, so how we gonna get in?
right. So that's kind of like how basically like Muslims look at it, look at the lessons versus how we look at it. We looking at it like we God, basically.
Right.
And they looking at it like these are messages that was given to us by, an infallible being.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they need to submit to that, these degrees, and don't change anything. And you know what I mean?
I'm not with changing the music, but in terms of we could even when you look at the lessons is mostly the Bible. You know what I'm saying?
120 lessons mostly the Bible.
Yeah, it got Bible verses in there.
Mm-hmm. Right, yeah.
Ain't got no Quran verses in there.
Yeah, indeed.
Ain't got no Buddhist verses in there.
Come back in. 3, 2, 1.
Okay. Yeah, we gonna touch on that. We gonna build on that. But now that's a law wise, right?
Right. Yeah, the last song.
That's a law wise. Now, build with me a little bit about that project.
On that particular project, I mostly was I just worked on that album, like in terms of in terms of like I did the production and the engineering and all that, but in terms of the real vision and all of that,
that was him.
Yeah, it was the Lord Wallace. You see what I'm saying? And wherever he went, you know what I mean? Like I just like he came and did what he did, and then I just filled in the spaces. You know what I mean? Like, but in terms of like the whole beginning of it, and did he really have a idea?
So y'all didn't really have no concept, but I mean he had a concept, but you didn't really come together and really like you just gave him the tracks basically.
It's one of the things I don't like about technology. Where the technology allows for you to be able to do things in pieces like that. And it's good, you know what I mean, when it's necessary, but I don't think that really beats everybody being right here, you know what I'm saying like, yo, this is the vision that we want to have, you understand what I'm saying? And then, I can really say, well, yeah, this is what we was trying to do. We was trying to come across with this record like that, or you know what I'm saying? We had this many records, but, we decided this record right here was taking us too far, like, which I just think that's just an aspect of music now, where a lot of, you don't, that's when you hear those real classic albums, that's one of the characteristics of them. That it's like when for that 45 minutes or whatever, you in a particular world, where it's not like you just listening to 10 songs. You know what I'm saying? The artist put you in a world.
Right.
You see what I mean?
Like concept album, basically.
I mean, not even to say it's a concept, but it was like, when you listen to the Purple Tape, you in that world. You know what I'm saying?
That still was that was a concept though. Only built for Cuban links. That's like.
Well, I don't want to say concept like it's a separate thing. I just think having a concept is something that's, I think that should just be a characteristic of an album. You understand what I mean? That shouldn't be a particular album. You see what I'm saying? Like, Marvin Gaye. You know what I'm saying? When he did the What's Going On, like all of those songs went together.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's why I feel like that was the concept. Like What's Going On, like that was the idea. Like
all of those albums have a concept, is what I'm saying. That any classic album, but I'm saying that the people who's making them, they not necessarily sitting down thinking, I'm gonna make this concept album. You know what I mean? These is just the things that's on their mind and they hard at that time. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, if you see it's the civil rights era, then you're gonna hear what's going on. You're gonna hear Black I'm Proud. You're gonna hear, you understand what I'm saying? Because these is the songs that's out. I mean, this is the environment that the songwriters is in. You understand what I'm saying?
Now, what was your preferred way of doing things in terms of creating albums and whatnot? Like, would you rather just have lock in with an artist for like 2-3 weeks and come up with material? Like, y'all just be locked in a room like this and just be, like 2-3 weeks, go out, get some food and come back and just be creating? Or would you rather just have like some space and
either that, or I mean, like if you say we sit down and map it out, either that or just where if you're gonna do say you're gonna have a project with 5 songs like the Law Wise project, right? Then look, we need to do at least 12 songs. And then pick the best 5. You see what I'm saying? And then we can, maybe out of those 5, there'll be a concept, a string that connect those 5. You understand? I mean, you gotta remember that. See, I spent my formative years when the skit first came out.
Oh, really? Like,
yeah, when
was that Prince Paul? Was it?
Yeah. I was like 16, 17 when that album came out. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the part, you know what I mean, when you hear the classic Ice Cube albums, you know what I mean, like Death Certificate and those albums, all of those songs fit together.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Where you could press play and whatever mood that album puts you in, when you listen to It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back, it's not like, all right, but on this song over here, he's a sellout though. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Nah, the whole thing is giving you a certain message.
So you don't think that's how it went down on this album with Wise? Like,
nah, I mean, it's just
I think it's just like a collection of songs. Like, really, like.
Well, I think that some people is just veterans where they can they can pull it off.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
yeah.
Just because they pull it off, that don't mean that it couldn't have been better. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now, see, that's honestly go back to like about the knowledge of what that. I remember like Wise, you and Wise in a class at a law school on Tuesdays and Thursdays. See, and that was your class, but see, I remember the time when like when Wise would come, I knew it was about to be like some sparks going on in the class. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all was gonna go back and forth, and it was gonna be some other. I knew it was gonna get good when that happened. You know what I mean? Like, y'all had like this dynamic with y'all, like, and I guess that translates into music. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all got a certain kind of ill chemistry when y'all come together. Like, and it's always good to like, as from the outside looking in, just seeing how like the chemistry is like, it's ill. You know what I mean?
But see, I learned a lot from him. You see what I'm saying? Where he was more of the group leader. He was more, you know what I'm saying? It really wasn't until I started making beats. You know what I'm saying? But he was the person that was more of the force behind everything. You know what I'm saying? And in terms of just the way you do music, you know what I'm saying? At that time, we used to go to this brother named Life Supreme House. You know what I'm saying? And we used to make what they called at that time house tapes. The DJ get on the turntables and he cut the break, and y'all just do y'all songs.
Right. I think I had one of them tapes that you and Wise had.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, in those times, you know what I'm saying, he was really the group leader. You know what I'm saying, and then with the knowledge too, where you know what I'm saying, he had the knowledge.
He had it before you.
Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? So even with that, you know, like at one time, his rest was like, that was, you know, when we cut out from school, we go to his crib. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, that was, I kind of came up with him like that. You see what I mean? So that's probably where how a lot of that developed.
And y'all, and that dynamic translates to through the music now. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean, that's pretty much how it happened. Like, it was, like, we was maintaining, because, you know, by that time, we was already maintaining, you know, as far as the knowledge, as far as, you know, every day, we just be out on the block or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And, life comes home from work, and he's blasting the music, right? So we just downstairs, you know, we bopping our head. I don't even know who was playing the music at that time. Then he was like, yo, we should go up there. And I was like, well, you know who that is? He was like, yeah, come on, let's go. So we go up there, and Supreme Justice up there. Life, he had two brothers. This other brother's named Sammy. He used to roll. He's up there, and that's kind of how it started. You understand what I mean? Like, we already, you know, we not like a studio group where the label just had two dudes and they put them together.
Organic.
Yeah. It was just like, that was just another thing that we did that day. You know what I'm saying? But see, he already was an MC. Like, as soon as he got up there, he just grabbed the mic and started rhyming.
Oh, so you weren't an MC at the time then? You wasn't MC?
No, I wasn't officially an MC. I was somebody who had a little rhymes or whatever. You see what I'm saying? But I never said them like that. You know what I mean? Like, I might have told my cousins and people like that. You understand what I'm saying? But in terms of, you know, jumping on the mic and all that, you know, I wasn't really so, you know, from being in that cipher, then the next day, I came back and I had some stuff that I wrote. You understand what I'm saying? And then from there, that's when Wise was like, all right, we're going to be a group.
Wait, so from the first rhyme you brought to the house, like Wise?
Like I said, I had rhymes. I knew what I was doing, but
you didn't present it like
you say an MC.
You didn't, right. Right. That's what I mean. Like
that's a strong word.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Okay. For what I was doing at that time. You see what I'm saying? You know, music was something that I liked. You know what I'm saying, and everything, and you know, I knew a little bit about how to do it, but
and you was experimenting a little bit. But
yeah, I was already experimenting. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So, but then when you came back with your rhyme, and you laid it with, you know, or you said it, that's when Wise was like, okay, yeah, we gonna go back and forth.
See, for Wise, it was something that he wasn't focused on it. Like, it was something where, you know, I think at that time, like
had the natural talent.
Yeah, and then just that, but I think it was something that maybe, like, if I didn't start doing that, he might have stopped or something. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say stop, but, you know, like, put like this, like, at that time, you know, he didn't have like a huge amount of rhymes. You understand what I'm saying? Like, from there, that's where we built up the catalog that we made all those tapes.
Right. And what was the first group y'all? What did y'all name? What was the name of the first group that y'all had?
Our first name was Pure Blackness.
Pure Blackness. And then how long?
Now, at first we was just Tashim and Darkim. Then we was Pure Blackness.
Okay.
Cause
Wow.
see, that's what I'm saying. It was
it developed later on.
right. It's an everyday thing. Like
Right,
we
right.
not thinking like that. It's not like, you know what I'm saying.
Right,
Like that's something that just down the line we start coming up with names. You understand what I mean?
So when you came up with Pure Blackness, so now this is an entity, an official entity. And where were y'all planning on taking Pure Blackness? Where was that going? Like what was the idea for that? Like, you know, y'all like, all right, we gonna do demos, we gonna go to labels, or what? You know, we gonna continue making tapes, or what was the determined idea behind that?
I mean, you gotta remember that's way before the money.
Right.
You know?
But now that it's a concept, and now you have an idea, like, all right, we're gonna do Pure Blackness.
No, I mean, it's way before the money in hip hop. You understand what I'm saying? Like in terms of, you know, like now, you know, hip hop is like the NBA, where as soon as somebody starts rhyming, they can already think about how to be commercial with it. You could go right on YouTube and Spotify and iTunes or whatever, you know, immediately now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, videos wasn't like they are now. You know what I'm saying? People that did hip hop lived right up the block. Like they didn't get to New Jersey yet and all that. They still was in the neighborhood. So,
I'm just trying to feel like the whole Pure Blackness thing, though, like you know, like instead of it just being like y'all just getting together now as a you know, a couple of friends just doing something hobby, like it seemed like now that you put a name on it, it at least had like a determined idea to go somewhere.
see, I didn't have that type of knowledge of the business like that. I knew I was going to make a record. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, you know, I mean, it was, you know, we lived in a neighborhood where we saw people every day. Like Mel Corn and Shabazz, that was managing Big Daddy Kane. You know, we used to see him, you know what I'm saying? Slick Rick lived right there on Baychester. You know what I'm saying? It was just people that we knew every day. You know what I'm saying? King Son, you know what I'm saying? He's another brother that he used to roll with us and we was at Life Supreme, and he used to take us on stage with him. So it was
So you going on stage, that's what I'm saying, like if you going on stage and you got a name Pure Blackness, like y'all gotta have like some kind of like idea of like what, or is it too early, or y'all just what?
nah, we just everything was just in the moment, like that. You know, being from the Bronx at that time, it was like basically you was rubbing elbows with the industry. You know what I'm saying?
And like King Son and those brothers, that was the industry to you, or that was just more like.
I mean, see, I didn't really see making the record like a big thing. It was just something that I knew I was gonna do one day, but I didn't really have
Like
a determined
aspirations?
idea about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It wasn't like, yo, I'm gonna make this record and I'm gonna be #1 on the Billboard and, you know, we're gonna do all this stuff. It was just something that, you know, at least at that time, you know, it wasn't really until I started making beats. Because that's another thing you gotta understand too, is that at that time, right, you know, we, like I said, we always was rolling with people. So we got J. Cool from Fresh 3 MCs, you know, that's Supreme Just. So it's one of them things where, like I said, I'm just starting rhyming, right? And we got people like, you know, Supreme, we got King Son, all these people. So I'm really looking at it like, look, once these brothers do what they do, then it's my turn. You understand what I'm saying? Like at that time, like we was a crew at that time. Like our whole crew was called UB Force.
After Pure Blackness?
No, that was the whole crew. Like when I told you that we went upstairs.
Right.
That whole crew together, all of us was a UB Force. You understand what I'm saying?
UB Force had nothing to really do with music. It was just y'all was just.
Nah, that was our music crew. Like that was like the Juice Crew or whatever at the time. You understand what I'm saying? And we all was, me and this brother's a group. Some groups over there, some people were solo as DJs. You know what I'm saying? So.
So it went from UB Force to.
I was kind of a team player. You understand what I'm saying? Cause you know what, like at that time, that's just how hip hop was. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, Big Daddy Kane used to carry records for Marley Marl before he. You understand what I'm saying? Like that was part of the dues that you paid, because hip hop still was kind of in our hands at that time.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? It wasn't this corporate thing where you had to scheme on a record deal like that.
So when did you start scheming on a record deal? Or did you ever scheme on a record deal?
Nah. Because...
So it was never in your idea and your mind to get on with it. Get on with your music.
Like I said, I already knew the people. You see what I'm saying? So it got to a point where I felt like my beats was decent enough, you know what I'm saying, that you know, I could try to make a record or whatever. And you know, RZA, he was another brother that I knew. You know what I'm saying? I met him with Mel Quan. That was his manager too back then. You know what I'm saying? So I just saw him, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't have a demo. Like so, I had a tape with some beats on it, and then really we did old fashioned. Like we just, the three of us was in the hallway, we was just kicking rhymes. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like everything kind of happened so naturally. Out of the night, I never really went. I didn't go to Def Jam and Loud and all these places. I went to them after I met RZA and got that deal.
Well, let's talk about that. Like you met RZA, and how did like the whole Swarm thing? Cause you were part of that project. You know, like how did that? Was that how long after like the whole Pure Blackness? Like
that was some years.
That was years, right? Because then when, from Pure Blackness, then what was like then something? How did that lead up to getting with RZA and then producing for the Swarm?
Well, Pure Blackness was just you know, that name actually came from like these is still a little bit of the old days where we had the radio, right, with the 2 tape decks. And we used to hook the headphone up to the mic jack, right? And we used to do some tapes just like that, just coming off the top. Put the beat up there and record down there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's how y'all made.
One day, yeah.
Pure Blackness was like for
one day his physical, Shakim, was coming off the top, and he said this rhyme that was dope. And Pure Blackness was
it's like lyric?
Yeah. It was like from that's how we took that name. You know what I'm saying? So it was, you know, it wasn't something that we sat down and thought about.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So you know, the other thing was kind of the regular too. Like, you know, Mel Quan, I knew Mel Quan from being a 5%. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really, you know, him doing music, that was just something that he did. You know what I mean? That was exciting. I used to ask him about it, you know, things that was happening, but you know, it was just something else that he was doing. That's not what I knew him for. And, you know, he used to tell us, yeah, I got these artists, you know, that's getting ready to come out. You know what I'm saying? You know, some brothers in, he used to bring RZA uptown. You know what I'm saying? And we used to maintain, you know, we was maintaining as 5%ers. You understand what I'm saying? And then, you know, making rhymes was something that we all had in common. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, we used to drop rhymes, you know what I'm saying, and all that. And then a couple years later, he came out with To Protect Your Neck. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I knew him was before Love You Rakim came out. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Then that came out, and I didn't see him for a while. You know what I'm saying? And then the Protect Your Neck joint came out. You know what I mean? And then so when I see, like, look, when I saw him again, right? And you know, if you could say it was a time when I started having a determined idea, it was then when I came to him like, look, I got some shit that I'm ready with, right? I saw him at the rally. You see what I'm saying? So it wasn't,
at the rally,
yeah, it wasn't like I mailed in the demo to the, you know, the mail or something. That's why, you understand what I'm saying? It was just something that was right there that I knew that as soon as I was ready, I could just press the button.
So it was like a personal walk and talk type of thing. Like, yeah, I got this, and I'm just gonna build the guard about it.
Yeah, but I'm saying it was lots of people like that. You understand what I'm saying? Like I said, you know, it was King's Son. It was different people. I'm just talking about in terms of me having a determined idea to make a record. Like, what was the drive? It really wasn't a drive because I knew that, you know, out of all of these different people that I work with all the time that make records, when I'm, you know what I mean, when my skills get to that level, because, you know, that was another thing too. See, I had a level of respect for the game where it was like, you know, I didn't just want to, like, you know how you got dudes now that they like, nah, man, you know, I can't really rhyme, you know, I just make good records, or, you know what I'm saying? Now I wanted to be,
You want to make good records.
yeah, I wanted to be nice. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like I was honing my skills.
And now, how did the swarm come? Like the whole swarm thing. Like, that was just.
That was, again, that was RZA's.
Oh, that was RZA's part. RZA's vision, and you just added on. So he came to you and was like, "Yo, I need some music," and.
Well, that, you know, the way I understood that album, it was in terms of, you know, Wu-Tang Records had kind of a big roster. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it was an album that was featuring all of us. You know what I'm saying?
Compilation album, basically.
Yeah, you know, and then also something to, you know, bring revenue into the label. You know what I mean? So everybody deals could move forward.
Now that Bronx War Story. Do you remember what you made that on? Like, how you came up with that?
When I made that on?
Yeah, like the whole.
That's when I had the ASR 10.
ASR 10. Wow. And what was the process? I mean, that wasn't no sample or nothing. That was a.
Nah, it wasn't samples.
And you never were a sample producer, really.
Well, I started out, but I didn't have the patience.
You didn't have the patience for the samples?
Well, yeah, I didn't have the patience to listen to the amount of records. You know what I mean? Like, you know, a good sampler is probably listen to like 250,000 records
before they do the first one.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't have the technical knowledge too. You know what I'm saying? In terms of how to chop stuff up and all of that in certain ways, and filtering sounds and reversing them and all of that. I didn't really know how to use the equipment like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
and you didn't have the patience to learn it. You was just like, now I just want to jump in and just play the.
So my stuff wasn't, when I was sampling, it wasn't coming out like I wanted to come out.
So what kind of response, or like now that you you did that, you did the Bronx War Story. You know what I'm saying? What kind of response did you get? And did you like that response? You like, I want more of this, or what was it like? You know what I mean? Like, is that something that inspired you to keep going, or you just like, I'm just gonna keep going anyway?
Well, it's just saying, at this point, it really, I think from the beginning, it's one of them things like, some people play video games, some people watch sports, some people play golf, some people go to casino. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And you just
I make music. That's my thing. That's what
that's it.
And other people got their habits. You spend money on it, spend time on it, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what I do.
Right. All right, God. Well, we gonna sign off. I appreciate you coming up and adding on. I mean, there's so much that I wanted to build with you about. I didn't realize a whole hour had went by. You know what I'm saying? Willfully we get to add on and build again. So anything you want to add on before we sign off?
Nah, I'm pretty good right there. Just check out The Law Wise, The Most Famous. You know what I'm saying? iTunes, Spotify, all the streamers.
Okay. Right on. All right. Peace. Allah Infinite signing off.
Peace.
Yeah. That's peace, God. Yeah, I wanted to know. I want that. Hold on. Real quick. If we just do it real quick. If we could just touch on that whole NGE thing we was talking about, like I never heard the whole NGE thing until after the 2000s, really.
I didn't really, me personally, I didn't hear no name.
Like the whole 5% thing, like well, I know you heard about the 5% thing. You heard 5% with the Nation of God's. I know I heard the Nation of God's Earth in the 90s, but the NGE thing, that was like I said, that was later on. Much later on, like I talk about 2000s. And maybe even like after 2010, I started like hearing about it.
I mean, that's when it got big, but it's been around. The first times I seen it, they was making these patches. And the patch had the flag on it, right? And then it said the 5% Nation of Islam. Then it just said the 5% Nation, and then start saying the 5% Nation of Gods and Earths. That's when I first seen that. But I'm saying in terms of, how like when you see the person on draft night and they get they get drafted or whatever, right? Then the team gives them a shirt and say, look, this is the team you want right here. I'm saying that moment never happened to me in the Nation.
Right. Well, I mean,
I don't, nobody ever told me that. Like, to me, listen, this is what I'm saying. I don't have a problem with either name. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, it'd be one thing if one name was 5% and the other name was Mud. You understand what I'm saying? And then I would say, but look, I mean, that's who we say we are, the Gods and Earths.
Right. Well, it's funny because, see, when I hear the nation of gods and earths now, it's a little weird to me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a little weird. Like I identify with the nation of gods and earths, and I identify with the 5%. But the NGE thing was just like, I don't know, it just seemed like weird to me. Like,
But guaranteed, like if look, in my everyday dealings, right? If somebody asks me, right, what I am, I tell them I'm a 5%.
that's it.
Yeah, but that's because when I got the knowledge, that's what we were saying. But in terms of, like, even to this day right now, right? That's just something that people say. It's not like, we got a big banner up or something that says that. You know what I mean?
I've seen banners of like the NGE and or like
Where I'm sure am I up somewhere like an awning?
No, not an awning. I never seen an awning, but I've seen like in the name of the NGE. Like I've seen a couple of things. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was like it was always like a little curious to me. You know what I mean? Like the whole.
See, here's the thing, guy. Is that when you look at that degree, right?
The 16th degree you're talking about.
Yeah.
Right.
Really, all of them. Anybody can be a 5%.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It don't specify that you got.
Right. That's how I drew it up.
Yeah. But I'm saying in terms of you always gonna be a child. Regardless you have children and grandchildren, right? You still always gonna have parents. You understand what I'm saying? And if you looking in that degree, right? And you identifying where you came from. See, I know I went from the 14th degree to the 16th degree to where I'm at right now. Now, people can say whatever they want to say about
You
that.
ain't never been in the 15th degree, but you jumped over that. Right.
That's what I did.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? But in terms of, just 100 identifying, you know what I'm saying, just with that degree, it's not just what I'm saying. I'm saying that we're the large 5%. You understand what I'm saying? And now look, we got our own 5%. You see what I'm saying? And then they'll grow up to have their 5%. But in terms of that, I don't know really what it.
What the big deal is and whatnot.
Yeah, I don't see what you know what I mean. It's something where a little bit like Democrats and Republicans. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, you know what I mean. Certain people pick a side, and the other people gotta just get on the other side, not because they really even see anything urgent about it, but just if that's that side, y'all be on this side. You understand what I mean?
Well, all right. Well, we gonna wrap. I'm gonna wrap it. I'm not gonna go because we gonna go forever with that, because it seemed like behind that there's gonna be like some kind of civil war or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when it's really like, look, we talking about whether we dealing with a rose or not. You know what I'm saying? We ain't talking about we ain't talking about really changing the course of history or nothing like that.
I don't know. I mean, I just be seeing like the whole that argument.
I see people going through it, but I still, you know, my thing is, and I keep asking people like, yo, why you know, when is this time that you talking about where this is the thing? Like I heard all type of stuff like, yo, when they changed it to the Nation of Gods and Earths, now Azrael can't be NGE. Like I don't know, like it's some stuff like I don't even got time for that.
So I ain't got no time for that.
Yeah, we've always had a multitude of names people call us.
So you wanna?
Like they want to go back. They want to go back to being the Blood Brothers.
Ah, right.
You know what I'm saying?